Hi everybody, Mike Smith with SmithicAir today, telling you about the Bourbon story. Bourbon is an emotional support animal for a extremely nice woman. Bourbon got lost, ran through some busy streets, and then basically went into the Donata Forest Preserve and all the way up towards Butterfield Road. We did a search early on, and this is our important note of the day from Lost Dogs of America. Make sure you check social media posts daily for any possible sightings and leads, and maybe even sign somebody to that while you're looking for your dog, because it's really important to get all of those leads, especially if you have a whole bunch of different postings out there. It can be very confusing, but that was important in this case. So this is then the second time I came out. We got a tip from somebody in the neighborhood.
Dog's calming down.
And this is along Naperville Road.
There, got him.
You see him? Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, where is he? Where is he in relation to where we are? He's got him, Denise.
So those were two awesome lost dog recovery experts, volunteers that were vital in this case. They do a ton of great work. At any rate, we were able to find the dog thanks to that sighting. We had a lot of sightings, which really helped. And eventually we stopped chasing the dog, and the dog was located. We located the dog, and Bourbon kind of laid down. And then we tried to lure. Here's the owner approaching Bourbon, taking it slow, doing some soft little calls. But Bourbon never picked up the scent, and eventually left the area. Bourbon kept looking back, kind of curious, but left the area. So the volunteers repositioned up by the corner of Butterfield and Naperville. There's a Donata farmhouse there. And so the volunteers were up there, and Bourbon actually went right over towards that area. And here we are tracking Bourbon all over the place. But eventually, Bourbon and the volunteer were very close to each other. And so here's Bourbon approaching where the volunteer was, and looks at us, makes some considerations, doesn't know, this volunteer at all. You can see how close the volunteer is here. And Bourbon stands and watches the volunteer for a little bit, and then decides that he can't trust it. So the volunteer then sets up a feeding station with a camera at that location, and the owner went to go get some food. They were going to set up a trap there as well, and we were going to they were either going to lure or trap the dog. We actually had to leave the area, so they lost their overhead coverage. But here's the dog then finding the food almost immediately, and now in the owner's own voice, here's what happened.
So the girls were going to set a trap tonight, and we were going to sit and watch him, but then he showed up to the food thing, and he was there longer than 10 minutes, and I was headed to Jewel to get chicken and broth and hot dogs, and then I was just like, you know what, if he's sitting right there, I'm just going to be rebellious and try to get him. So then me and my friend, we parked at the end of the driveway, like so far back that we were almost like kissing the street, and I opened the car door. He looked directly at me. I didn't say anything. Then I got out of the car, kept the car door open, and then I started yelling, burpy, durpy, 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 burpy, durpy, durpy, and he came running to me like a reindeer.
So we don't always recommend calling out to the dog. Typically the dog will go in the other direction, like Bourbon did earlier in this exact case, but the dog had snapped out of this heightened state because of the scent of his owner, and he was definitely ready to come home and ready to see her, and her special call did the job. So Bourbon is back, some sore paws, but doing great, got a great checkup from the vet.